Hello friends, in this video lecture, we will see how to implement external style sheet without using Bootstrap. So if you're using Bootstrap, if you're using Bootstrap, it may take some time for a page to load. So to minimize your page load, you can build a customized style sheet. So in this tutorial, we are going to see that. So now I'm opening Notepad Q2. So this is I have created two files. One is .html, which is the front end, and the style it is using is styles underscore gaurav.css. So first file is html underscore gaurav.html, and second file is styles underscore gaurav.css. So for this I have made a simple file. Inside that there are buttons. So first is the default button. So what is the default button? Default button is a button with class button and so and it has a property that are selected. So now we will copy it in my uh, notebook. So you can see it is a relative. So since buttons are mostly child elements of higher order elements, their position should be relative to that of the higher order element. So the position is relative. To make some styling, to make some it look something aesthetic, I added a border radius, but not of much, only 2 pixels. Then color I have made gray. You can choose your color. Maybe if you want, yeah, blue color. Blue color will also do. So normally buttons contain important text. So I have made them bold using 600 as a font weight. So letter spacing is also required. For if font weight is 600 and letter spacing is less, it will not look good. So letter spacing is the space between the consecutive letters, that is 1 pixel. And font size is for every button font size is 14 pixel. So and the background image is rapid radial gradient. So what is a gradient? Gradient is a color that transforms from one starting point to another starting point. Thus, it will start from yellow orange to end with yellow. So this is a radial gradient, circular gradient. Then padding everybody knows. Then I have selected no border because it doesn't look good. And now the more important point is what is max width and max height. Suppose I have a web page and the length the you can say the width of the parent element is 200. It may happen that it can go to 200, but I don't want it to go to 200. I want it to 120. So I posted a restriction that max to max 120 width is allowed and max to max for 40 pixel height is allowed for default button. So padding is just the difference, the distance between the innermost text and its outer tag. So the text of a text field will have a space of 3 pixel from the bottom line, and then margins are there. Margins are 5 pixel for top left, bottom and right. And displays inline walk. This inline walk is used and not only inline, because if I use only inline, the width and the height properties will not be justifiable. So then to make them justifiable, I've used inline walk. So that was about our button. So now we will close this. After that, we will just it, I will come. I will comment the remaining code and I will just delete this code. I just got this code and save it. After that, if I use the Ubuntu and I click on there will be one submit button. So now you see one submit button. So this is the default submit button. So now we will just this now we will have a large button. So we have completed the default button element. Then we have the large button. So for large buttons, the class is button slash LG and button both. So the first is the button class and second is the button underscore LG class. So now similarly for medium, the button MD and small button SM. So now you can see that there will be three buttons additional. One is large, second is medium, third is small. I have saved this file now. Forgot to save it. Now you can see three more buttons have come. This is the larger one. This is the smaller one. This is the uh, medium one. So see, for all this a special styling is used. So see, when I move the mouse over the button, its gradient is changing. So gradient is becoming opposite. It was from red to yellow. Now it's become yellow to red. Same is the case with the medium size button. It was red to yellow. Now it has become yellow to red. Same as the case with the small button. As you can see, there is letter spacing of 1 pixel, so it is looking decent. And it is font weight is also bold, so it's looking good. Now the third state is the active state. So when I'm pressing click, again I'm getting a gradient that is dark green to light green. So, so for that I have created already the styles. It's not magic. So for font LG hover, font button MD medium hover, button small hover. The radial gradient will be background image and the cursor will be pointer. So this was all about uh, uh, buttons. Now we will go to the selected text. Now selected text is the text which is selected. So now let us see the styling. The styling is background whether it is given as green, the color will be orange and the font size will be 20 greater than the normal font size. So now I will save this and now I will run this again. So you can see this is selected text. So this has come as selected and this has span the whole. Uh, Suppose if I want, I will give this display inline hyphen block. So now we go see this has come as correct because of inline block. So now we were on text area. So text area is by default selectable. So if we want resizable, sorry. So if we want the text area not to be resized, we have a resize property CSS and set to none. But if I remove this, it will be resizable, which we don't want. So this is I'm just so this is resizable. So I don't want this resizable. So again it is resizable. So what I will do is I will just create the text area with the resize as none. So this resize as none. Now you can't resize this. And this additional one more thing that I have done is in yeah I have specified the rows and calls. So text area has rows, so rows is equal to 10, calls is equal to 30. So that looks decent. So what about the I can say form elements? The form element style is given here. So it is input dot type is the selector is tag name, then attribute name is equal to attribute value. So input type is equal to text, comma input type is equal to email, comma input type is equal to password, comma input type is equal to number. So all these are there. In that I have just made some normal styling, not nothing is self-explanatory. I just border radius of 2 and border width of 2. Then the border color is blue, so it looks decent. So I have used border color blue, and the street color is black. Then padding left. So from the left corner, what is the length of the text? 3 pixels I have. Then margins and width and height. Width and height are important because of the things that it should not span the whole space. So max width and max height are very important. So this was about. Now we will see how the output will look like. So this is the blue one is the text field. So this is the text field. So now we will go to invalid input. Suppose I have to my text is invalid. So now this is suppose pressing. So it will be shown like this. The border will be shown as red. So that is a validation. So now we will move again to yeah note. So now we will see how to make a image change its properties on hover. So I will just make a class that is image. I will make a division that is image, and then I will name it as coverout.png. Let me first open the home, and then there will be some images. Let me first. Okay, let me download an image. I will download one. Download morning. Yeah, morning. So now I will just save this image in Python folder. So now I will just include this. And now I will go to the downloads folder. Sorry, Python folder. Wait a minute. Go in folder. It will show the folder. Just a second, it is showing. So down. Now I found the image. The source is home. This is the source. And then I have all text. Sorry, image is sorry, image is not available. Sorry, available. So this was our image. Now I'll close this image tag and I will give it a class is equal to img1, and I will close this. So what will happen is I have if I just click on OK, I see it is scaling becoming double the size. So if this was 2 by 2, it has become 4 by 4, but keeping the center same. This is for the word mesh scheme. So let us see how I achieve this. Now I will go to styles and I will go to image 1 and the hover. So whenever I hover, a transform function is called and it scales it by 2. So that was all about images. Now what about forms? So forms are mainly contain many text fields and each of them has a name. So suppose I want to have a field set around each element. So what I will do is I will just go to a notepad plus plus. I will go here and I will just create a form. I will tell you some important tactics how to create field sets for every form element, not just the entire form. So what we'll do is first we will create a field set and that I will just insert that I will insert legend. Inside that we will close the legend and we will close the field set. Now what I will do is I will just copy. So now I will just copy this and legend I will add name. Then this will be password. This will be contact number. So in that what I will do is I will just write input tag. Input is name is equal to name, value is equal to nothing, and type is equal to text and closing. So now in this in this uh, pwd is the password, type is the password. We will take this password as well. I will note this as the number. So now I have three, you can say, fields, and each field has a separate field set. So now we'll see how it is running. See here, I have a special effect. So see, what I have done is instead of field set, I have yeah, the input I have put the height of the input is 20 pixel and it is overriding the height. So max to max it is going to be 20 pixel and padding top is 2 pixel. But in the field set input the border is none. So the border is none for field set. So that is, yeah. So the yeah, border radius is there, max height is there, correct. Max width is there for large screens, and border width and border color is there. So what is the trick we are using is for each element we are having a field set, and the field set under the input of under the field we have border none. So the whatever input was there was none. border was none, and the border, uh, yeah, and the border of, yeah, you can say, um, so the here what we did is we forget this legend. So for legend, the background will be none. See now, what we have done is we have just did the name, this which was coming, the background is none, so the line got, this got erased, this got erased. So the important point to note was I have used a field set for every input field irrespective of the type. One was text, one was password. Then in the legend, the background of every legend was none. So none background legend means this, and none background means this had no underline, no line. So now, and the border also none. So input border is also none, that we have to do. So three things are there. We have added a field set for every input field irrespective of its type. Then we have a background none for legend. Then we have border none for the input tags, and field set has maximum width and maximum height. So that's things we have to remember. So now I am now in, yeah, we completed up to, we completed up to field set. Now this is the body. So body by default may have some margins depending on the screen or on the browser or on the due to any other reason. So to override that, we write for body margin 0, padding 0, and border none. So this is to nullify any changes. Suppose I want a theme, orange theme. So background color will be orange. So use is BG slash O, background color. So for yellow is BG slash yellow, and BG means background. Background slash yellow means background color. So now what we will see about box shadows and text shadows. For that, first I will need to make a div class is equal to box shadow underscore score dash, and in that box I will have hello world. So in that hello world, if I go and run, sorry, I will just make a paragraph here. So you can see here, this is, uh, so I have just set the max width to, you can see now, wait a minute, I will have, sorry, sorry, I am in the font, sorry. So this is my box shadow. We'll add in the line breaks. Then class equal to 0, box shadow large. Now you can see this box shadow has come. So what is the syntax of box shadow? Here it is. Yeah, blocks. I have three box shadows. So one it has small width, the medium is medium width, the large is large. So now what we have done is this is the left position. Left position means the left offset. And after that there is a top offset. So now uh, and yeah, width is 3 pixels and height is 1 pixel. So we will just comment here 1 pixel is left shift, 3 pixel is 1 pixel is left shift, 3 pixel is you can say top shift, then 3 pixel is width, then 1 pixel is the height. So similarly for medium, what I have done is for small the width is only 3 pixel, but for the medium it is 6 and for large it is 10. Also the height is 1 for small, height is 4 for medium and height is 10 for medium. And the last one is the color. So color has an opacity, as RGB and opacity value. So now color I have chosen is blue. So this was about box shadow. So similarly for text shadow there are three uh, three styles like text shadow medium, text shadow small, and text shadow large. So shadow has only the left and the top. It doesn't have width and height because it is not a box. So it is. I will just comment again. 1 pixel is left shift and 2 pixel is right shift. This was about. So now we will just demonstrate it. So now I will copy it and medium, SM medium. This is text shadow. This is text shadow. This is text shadow. So now uh, it should work. Sorry, I will give it. Yeah, give it. And now I will just run this. You can see the first. Uh, yeah, first is box shadow small, second is box shadow medium, and third is black shadow large. And and you can see this is text shadow small, this is text shadow large, medium, sorry, and this is text shadow large. So we have done about text shadows. Now We will move further. So now suppose if I want font weight 600, then we type B small, bold small. Then if I want 700, bold medium, and if I want 900, bold large. 900 is the maximum. You can't go beyond 900. So again for underline small, there will be text underscore as underline. But if underline medium is, then the border bottom will be 3 pixel, and underline large, border bottom is 5 pixel. So now we will see the division. Class is equal to u small, small underline. Sorry, division. So now again I am inserting this paragraph. So u dash sm. So these are the three classes. Using border bottom I have done this. Border bottom I have just increased the thickness of the border bottom. You can use small underline and medium underline, large underline. Now you have complete underlines. Now sometimes you want to insert a code in a file, so that will be, let me insert some code. So this is code tag. Inside that code tag I will add in let a is equal to 3 a plus plus. This is a code. So let us see what happens in this. So you can see I have formatted it as let a is equal to 3, and the characters are in red and the background is in green. So now if I want to maintain indentation, I will write 3 here before code and 3 after code. So now you can see here this whole has come. So now we will just shift that. So now it will come correctly. See that a is equal to 3 and a plus plus is coming here. So now we add code. After that margin, small margin. So margins and paddings. Again for borders, they're small, medium, and large. And thumbnail images are images which have not large, but they are magnified versions of small images. So for that, I have any thumbnail image in the website should have width 50 and max is 50 and opacity of 0.9, and it should float towards the left. So if I have 10 thumbnail images, it will go, all will go in the one line, and display will be in a block because block will insert a line space. So to prevent insertion of line space and for allowing width and the height properties, I will use inline block for thumbnail image. So now we will just look at a thumbnail image. Wait a minute. Thumbnail image. Thumbnail. Okay, so I will just uh, thumbnail image. I will copy this, and then I will create image with the source is equal to, sorry, with the class is equal to thumbnail, thumbnail image. After that thumbnail image, the file name, and this is also now is the image. So I have already inserted this image. Now let us see the output. Sorry, I forgot to width is 150, height is 150. Now see, this is the image, and this is a beautiful yellow back. I will change the background to blue. So this is a beautiful thumbnail image. The blue background is there, and the uh, width and height are same. So square image, and it is floating to the left. So it is this was about thumbnail images. The thumbnail images have two uh, properties, that hover and active. So when it is on hover, it is uh, showing 160 pixels. Suppose I yeah. So now we move to menu bar. Menu bar is nothing but a list which has no list side. It is horizontal, like you can see here. Uh, yeah, here. You can see here that it has no. This is just use style sheet. So now you can see this is the menu. The code for the menu is menu bar. So the menu bar font should be uh, right. Now we will see how to make breadcrumbs. To make a breadcrumbs, we have to have a breadcrumb element, and inside that breadcrumb element there should be a list item. So breadcrumb is basically a list that is inline. So here all the elements of the list are in one line, and you can see that after pseudo element is there. So after every element there will be a backslash. So suppose I want to write home slash Gaurav. So this home is a list item. After that, using pseudo element after, I have inserted a backslash. So now this is the way I have done it. So see, content is a property which inserts content after or before an element based on the pseudo character selected. So breadcrumb first, the first step is we have to create a breadcrumb under unordered list. That display should be inline, and the difference between the adjacent elements should be at least 20 pixels. So you can see here. Yes, this is my breadcrumb. This I am selecting the breadcrumb. So after that there are six elements here. One, two, three, four, five. So the first element, if you hover on it, I have given it a text decoration underline and cursor pointers. That is the style I have given. So that was about the hovering. Then you had backslash. So here content is backslash, and again it is escape. There is a space, there is a backslash, and there is another space. So that is content after every element. So after home element, this is the slash after Gaurav slash. So it means that in home directory, in Gaurav directory, in Shirodkar directory, inside that Nima directory, inside that Vinayak directory, the wait a minute. So we will in breadcrumbs. So just give a class name breadcrumbs to the unordered list, and the list style type should be equal to none. And insert the after using the sudo after selector, insert the content space backslash space, and then make it just untext decoration underline and hover. So that is breadcrumbs. So now what is a toast? Toast is a notification that a certain task is over and it stays for 5 minutes. So now let us see what is the toast. I will wait a minute. Yes, see the toast is a message that is generated depending on the event and its result. So first the toast is displayed in none, so it is not visible. But if I add the class active underscore toast, it will display a message with animation and in 1 second, and their index will be there. So it is their index will be higher than the other because it should be visible. And all these things are there. So that is a toast. Now see here there is a style, you can say table. So the first row is a header and the next rows are uh, data sets. So what I've done is I have used gradients to you can say for even and odd rows. So all even rows have equal formatting. All odd rows have equal formatting using the n child even pseudo selector. So now what is a model? See, this is a model. Model is a dialog box which opens on a different sub page, and it can be closed. So what I've done for model. So see, you can see. Uh, Wait a minute. Now we create a menu bar as shown in this. This is the menu bar we want to make. So what to do is just I have a code that I have written on my. I'm just copying that code in my HTML file. First I will insert some paragraphs, empty paragraphs. So now here you can see there is a paragraph tag. After that there is a caption tag which tells the caption that something is important here, and H2 has given it more importance. So that is in caption I have H2. So menu bar. So now inside that I have an unordered list, and the class is menu bar. So now in the class menu bar you can see that the margins is zero space auto, means it is center line. Zero from top, zero from bottom, and auto means center aligned. So the background will be a linear gradient. So now here, sorry, here you can see that it is a radiant. The background is a radiant for this whole menu. So now after this, each list item inside the menu, so each list item inside the menu uh, will spell it. Now inside the each list item is a class menu item. So what does menu item do? Menu item has a list style type attribute, so it will not show bullets. So if you want your menu bar to not to show bullets, you have to use list slash style slash type. That is none, and it should be inline. So it should all be displayed on a single line. That's a horizontal menu. And margin where 10 pixels is the distance between the two different menus is 10 pixels. So and the color of the uh, menu items is blue. So this is for menu item inside menu bar. But what about menu bar? Menu bar also has a padding of 10 pixels top and bottom. So the difference between the menu item and the top is 10 pixels, and from the baseline to the bottom is 10 pixels. So padding top and padding bottom is that. So margin 0, auto and text align center aligns it centrally. Then the font again and one more thing that text transform is uppercase. So it will show all uppercase. You can see if I run this, uh, you can see all are uppercase. If everyone has a link, everyone if you click on the link will go. This is the highlighted. The current is active is the has the class active. So if you see a menu item, it will have a class active menu. So inside the list item, it has a, and in the inside that there is a active menu. That was about menu item. So now we will go to one more thing is that the menu should have no underline. So the text decoration property will be none of that menu item. So now suppose I want to have a slideshow, but before that, yeah, we have just I'm just going to the easy ones first. So hide a class. If I add to a component, it will display will be none, and if I add show, then the display will be blocked. Now, yes, source code there will be a model button, and will that button will in this paragraph. So I will copy this code inside this. See, there is a paragraph here, sorry, and this is yeah. So every model has a parent uh, class that is model, and ID is also model. So inside the division of model, there is a division of model header, model body, and model footer. So model header, as we see here, yeah, model header as we see here is this some title. This is the model header. So and the name Gaurav Shurov is the model footer, and this whole thing is model uh, body. So now I have uh, okay, first you need to create a class of model, and now if I have two buttons, so one button is a close icon. So on click the it will be display will be none, and on again clicking on the model, the display will be blocked. So that is the basic of our model. So now after models, we will go to I will show you breadcrumbs also. So it will go through breadcrumbs also. So now I will just write div div inside that I will close the div. Inside that I will type UL unordered list. Unordered list class is equal to breadcrumb, and inside that there will be I will close that list, and then I will write inside the list items. Then class is equal to breadcrumb item. So this a. So now I will copy this and I will paste this. So now A will be replaced by BBB. Then BBB will be replaced by CCC, and AA will be replaced by DDD. So this is my breadcrumb item. So now inside breadcrumb there is a href. href is equal to dash, and we close the tag. Wait a minute, I'm just closing the tags. So just I will now copy this first element. Now you can see there will be a breadcrumb generated, and this will be having a class of active. Sorry, active. So now we will run this. See, this is the breadcrumb has come. A B B B C C C D D, and the model has also come. Model not come because it requires JavaScript. So now footer is the uh, wait a minute. Yeah, that's it. So now we will just copy this. I will use this page soon. Now we'll see how to make a search bar. Okay, refreshing this page. See this search bar. So on click here it is expanding and the border button is changing. So now we will see how to create that. So we will go to styles underscore Gaurav. In that there is uh, there is there is search bar. So in search bar what I have done is I have made the border as none and border bottom as 1 pixel solid white. So only the 1 pixel border will be shown with white color. But on active search, so if the users click on the search bar, the class named active underscore search is going to be added to it using jQuery or JavaScript, and then the width is becoming 70%. So in and minimum for short devices 70%. And this is a transition. I have made a transition of width in 2 seconds. So in 2 seconds it will change its width from 20% to 70%. Again, border bottom is 1 pixel solid. So now, yes, you can see that there is this icon. wait a minute, this icon. So this icon is actually an image. So I will come here. You can see this, that the active, when it is active, and then adjacent is an icon span. It will be a float. It will be to the right, and its width and height will be uh, you can say 20 pixels and 20 pixels. So now this icon, you know, in this you can see class icon. So class icon, you can see here. Wait a minute. So this is about uh, search bar. So now we will have a sidebar. So sidebar is invisible in the start, but its height is 100%. So it spans full and its position is fixed. So it will not change according to the scrolling of the web page. And the weight is also defined as 100. So it is on the sidebar. So initially its display is none and background color is yellow. Now if it is active, then display is blocked, and it take this transition of display as fade in transition of 2 seconds. That is about sidebar. So I will just have a practical demonstration. So see, in this is a search bar and this is the sidebar. Open the sidebar, then close the sidebar. And this is just the drop down. You can style. So to style the drop down, I have made some sidebar changes. So that's it. Thank you.